Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am plumbobd, and today we are kinda finishing our Magnolia Promenade Rebuild series with a vet clinic. I have been thinking for a while about what kind of community lot I wanted to put in this specific lot, or just like as a finisher for our Magnolia Promenade Rebuild series, because we've done basically everything I wanted to do. So we've done a furniture store, so a proper retail store. We've done a restaurant slash cafe or like bakery, which those are the two main points of the get to work retail system, like having a shop and having a bakery. So those were done. And we've also done a kind of spa slash clothing store for wedding dresses. So that kind of also takes care of the third point, like selling clothes. So I was like, what should we do for the fourth and final build of this series? I scrolled through the community lots that were available and I found the vet clinic. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Like I've never built a vet clinic, or at least not on this channel, and I think it makes sense because in my head, like Willow Creek, Magnolia Promenade, Newcrest, but also like Copperdale, San Sequoia, and in some way also, how is it called? I forget. It's the word that came with cottage living. It's a Hemford and Bagley. To me, they all look kind of the same, so they could potentially in my head be one single big word. Like, you know, you have the more countryside with the Hemford and Bagley, and then another area along the sea with on one side San Sequoia, on the other side Copperdale. Like, you know, most of the green and lush words in The Sims 4 look more or less the same. So even like Moonwood Mill and how is it called? Not Granite Falls, but also Granite Falls, but also the one that comes with the Realm of Magic pack, Glimmerbrook. Like they all look the same. Like you could potentially in your head have them be one single word that's divided in, like, I don't know, towns, villages. Like they are very close to each other and you can potentially drive there if we only had cars in The Sims. So, you know, we don't have a vet clinic in any of these words, so I decided to add one. And I have used a reference image, which I hope I will remember to put on screen now. If I don't remember, you know, just know that it looks very similar, but also it's not exactly the same. I've taken some creative liberties because in the original picture the front wall was just a flat wall and I didn't really like it that much, so I just gave it some dimension by pushing one tile back the middle section. And also the top section was originally 2 floors but was not the same height as the second floor in the wooden box that we have on the left side of the build. So I've also decided not to go for a second floor there and just keep it as a half wall. We had an apartment, I think, on the second level, so like I have taken some creative liberties with this build, but it looks more or less the same. You know, the vibe is there. I saw it in an industrial style and I decided to go for an industrial style. I still think it fits with the world. Like, you know, it's just like maybe a renovated something, or just like a pre-built, prefabricated building in an industrial style. Also, we have the spa slash clothing store that we have in the world. I made it as a renovated factory, so makes sense that we have more industrial builds in this world. And Magnolia Promenade doesn't have this specific character to it, so it's fine. You know, we have done something good, I think, and with this build I like it. And I have said it's gonna be the last build of Magnolia Promenade, or this series. I'm not so sure about it because technically there are 3 more lots, which are the hospital, the police station, and also the science lab. But first, to get to them you need to have a sim join the career and then travel there. You cannot access it from the map, so I'm afraid that by doing so, like, I could potentially have Eliza Pancakes just join the doctor career, go to the hospital and renovate it from there, but it's gonna take probably some days, and this is like a save file that I'm creating because I want for my future games to duplicate this save file and play with it myself. So I'm afraid that by going too quickly with the days trying to get to renovate those lots, I will potentially have some sims die, or for example, yesterday I was still fixing my Oasis Springs save file with all, you know, relationships, skills. I still haven't gotten around to it because every time I open the game is to record a new video. I don't have as much time as I would like to play, so I'm still in the process of adjusting with the Oasis Springs Rebuild series. And by doing so, I passed 3 a.m. of the next day. I think I've only played probably less than one sim day in that save file, just the time that I need to use the cheats or get into the families in gameplay. But I passed the first day of 3 a.m. and already the Spencer Kim Lewis family had adopted a toddler. And do you know who adopted the toddler? I don't remember the name, but it's the grandma. So like, I went into CAS because I was trying to remember the names of some of the people in order to have children and teenagers be friends. And I went into the family, I saw this random toddler that I never saw. So I went into CAS and I was on the perspective of Olivia Kim Lewis, so the child. And that toddler was her uncle. I was like, how are you an uncle? It's because the grandma adopted the toddler. Like, that's crazy. So I am scared about renovating those kind of builds because they can potentially take a long time to get to the lot. And so I think I'm probably gonna leave them that way, just as they are, and move on to the next world. Also because I am afraid I'm gonna break something. Like, I know some simmers have renovated those type of lots. I know, for example, Richella and Little Simsy has done it. But I am afraid I am gonna potentially break something. So I decided right now, in this specific moment, not to renovate those 3 lots. So next week we're gonna move to San Sequoia. So we're gonna renovate a new world, like the last world that came out. I hope you're excited about it because I have some ideas. Like, I want to replace the library with something else. We have an empty lot where I've built my last build, which I can link in the description down below or in the cards in the corner of the screen, along with this playlist, which is finished. And there, in that specific lot, I want to place another community lot. I want to renovate some houses. I have plans for the world, so I think we're gonna move on to the next world. And if in the future we feel like coming back to this series and renovate the hospital, then I might do it. Like, in my Oasis save file, I've just had one of my sims that I created be a doctor. So if I go into the gameplay and I see that the doctor is supposed to work in a couple of hours, then maybe fine, I will go into the hospital or the police station or the science lab to just have to renovate the build and film it for you guys so you can have it. But otherwise, I don't think even many people play with those careers anymore. Like, I've seen some people, even with the not so berry, you have the mint gen who is a scientist, you have the peach gen who is a detective, you also have the purple gen who is a doctor. So you play all 3 of the get to work careers. But in your regular day-to-day gameplay, I think people usually prefer either freelance careers or just normal rabbit hole careers. They don't go as often for active careers because they are very, very time consuming. So yeah, that's basically it. So back to the build. For this specific build, I wanted initially to have also like a hut. So if I wanted to play with a vet, you could potentially have the vet live on the same lot as their clinic. But I didn't have enough space for it, and also the build was getting quite long. So I thought, like, I want to put a dog training area, where the obstacle course is. Now it's not there yet, but you will see at the end of the build. Yeah, so there wasn't really enough space for me to add a hut for the vet, so it's just gonna be a vet. We have the main hallway, which, you know, you have that machine thingy where you register your pet to have them to have the vets fix your pet. You have like a waiting area that goes out to a courtyard where you can train your dog. So we don't have a dog park, but we have a training area. Then you have a hallway with more seating for your Sims. You're not gonna have as many Sims as there are seats, because we only have one surgery machine and two like tables for more regular visits. And we have also a treats crafting machine. I don't think you need to use it. Like, I have checked, because in the main hallway I have placed a vending machine for treats, and I have checked if I need to have a sim own this vet clinic and then craft the treats to then stock the machine, or if I could get those things from debug. I found a thread or a discussion on Reddit that says that if you have an NPC vet clinic, so a clinic that is not owned by your Sims, technically the vending machine should autofill itself. So hopefully that's what happens. While I was doing the voiceover for this build, I've just realized that I forgot to speed up the last two pieces of footage. So I initially thought the video was quite long, and I had cut a lot of details, like, you know, me using the tool mod to play stuff, etc. But actually, now that I've gotten to those two last pieces, I found out that they were not sped up, so I had to speed them up. So the video ended up being from like 18 minutes down to less than 14. So I guess that's an oopsie on my side. I cannot recover the pieces that I have cut unless I go way back with the video, and that's not really what I want to do, because this video is coming out in like less than 5 hours. So, you know, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for making so many mistakes lately. Like, you know, I was used to recording 2 videos a week, and now I'm recording 1 video a week, and also I've been sick, so I've been missing some uploads. But hopefully in a couple of months I will be able to finally like get the channel to the point where I want to be, like with regular uploads and also social media uploads. But yeah, screenshots should be coming up. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed this video at any point. Also follow me on my social media accounts. Those will be linked in the description down below. And I will catch you all in my next video. Goodbye!